Hi everybody, welcome to YSCON Driving, and today we are presenting the 2020 facelifted Audi A5 Sportback. Now this model is offered in two variants. You can have the front wheel drive only that comes with 190 PS and 320 Newton meters of torque engine that's also found in the A4. And also you can have this version, which is the Quattro. The Quattro comes with a 249 horsepower engine with 370 Newton meters of torque. And of course Quattro means that there is drive to all the four wheels. And this Quattro is slightly different. It flits between two-wheel drive and four-wheel drive depending on the power demand and the traction demand of the car. So therefore it also helps to save you some fuel. So the A5 comes with a new front, and of course the key feature in the front is this grille, which is now a lot narrower and wider. So I'm not sure whether I like this one or the old one better, but well, new is always new, yeah, and it will grow on you after a while. But they are very proud to show me that this little slit here on top of the grille, this is inspired by the 1984 Quattro. So they're very proud of the 1984 Quattro because that was really in the heydays when the Quattro was winning all the World Rally Championships. Yeah, that's a great car. And all the big names like Hannu Mikkola, Michel Mouton, all the good drivers that were there, and they became world champions. And of course the Quattro here is very important, yeah, because this is what puts it apart from the, or sets it apart from the other Audis, because it really has all-wheel drive, and that is a very important thing, especially when you have high performance. So the headlights are, and the tail lights of course, are LED, and these are what you call matrix LEDs, in the sense that when you have an oncoming car with lights on, the sensors will tell the lights that, hey, there's a car there, and where the light source is, the LEDs that face there will be dim so that you don't dazzle the other car. That is a very great safety feature. The grille itself is honeycomb, and at the bottom what they have is this design blade. They call this a blade because it looks like a blade. It's wider to give the car a wider stance. So overall, I personally wouldn't say that it is more macho, but I would say that it actually looks a bit more refined. Okay, let's take a look at the other parts of the car to check it out. Down in the front of the bumper, I just want to show you something. This is a little ventilation hole here, and it's actually a real one, not a fake one. What it does is it channels air to the wheels and helps to cool the brakes. The front suspension is double wishbone, and the Quattro version comes with 19-inch wheels. The size is 255/35 R19, and you can see also this is the caliper, humongous. I'm not sure whether it's 4 or 6 pot, but if it's 4 pot, it's rather big 4 pots. It looks like it's a 4 pot, but I'm not sure. Could be a 6 pot, but of course the front brakes are ventilated and they look humongous. That's at least 350 or more mm. Then along the sides you have color-coded door handles, and you can see here this is the smart entry for available on all doors, yeah. Now at the back, I think it's a multi-link suspension, and it's got a single, looks like a floating caliper. So back brakes are not as big as the front, remembering that the front brakes do about 80% of the braking. And the good news is the rear brakes are also ventilated disc. That's quite great for a car of this power to have ventilated disc front and rear. And of course, this color is really unique. I've never seen an Audi in this color, and they call this the district green. Yeah, it has to be green. Okay, so the rear lights are also LED and they look great. So you can see there's A5. You also see twin exhausts at the bottom, and the exhausts are built into the bumper. Yeah, so the actual exhaust pipe is down there and hole in the bumper to accommodate it. Again, you see the Quattro at the back, and of course opening the boot is by remote or by pressing the button here. So it's an electrical boot, and it's actually very big. And what I like about this is because it's a fastback, because the boot extends all the way to the roof, and I can tell you this allows you a lot of space in your boot. You can put at least 3 or 4 of those huge 32-inch suitcases inside, standing up, you know, this way, and it will still fit inside. So it's quite fantastic. Now let's look inside. Yeah, there's a little space saver at the bottom, and this is a temporary spare tire. So of course the rear seats also split and fold 40, 20, 40, and there are 2 ISOFIX points at the back, and on top of that there's also a cargo net, and you can sort of hook the cargo net to these hooks here to tie your kangaroos down. And there's a little light at the back, so this is pretty nice, and you can put some files here if you want for storage. And what is this? Oh, this is your toolkit, your emergency triangle, and your fuse box for some of the items. Okay, so that's the boot, and there's the tonneau cover comes in 2 pieces, 1 piece here and also another piece up here, so you can keep prying eyes away from your luggage. Okay, so you can see here you can also set the height that you want your boot lid to open by pressing on the button. Yeah, so those who are vertically challenged can actually set the boot height to something that they can live with. Okay, so here's another good view of the car, and looking at it from the side, well, just for your information, this is a Sportback and length is 4757 mm, so it's quite long, and SUV is about 4.8 to 4.9, so this is almost as long as a SUV. And the body itself is 1843 mm, but with the wing mirrors extended, it is 2029 mm. The height is very low. This car only stands at 1386 mm, and the wheelbase is 2824 mm. So if you want to know how heavy the car is, it is 1.57 tons. So it's almost 1.6 tons. About the weight of a small SUV, but with 249 horsepower, it's quite nice to drive. I can tell you, I've had a short stint. Later we'll take a test drive, and maybe we'll get to a better feel of it. Here's a quick look at the engine. Now, the unique thing about Audi engines is they are mounted north-south. So in other words, the front of the engine is here, the back of the engine is there, and basically this is to cater for the 4-wheel drive system. So there's a transfer gear in the center that has drive going to the front wheels, and also an axle, a prop shaft that goes all the way to the back to provide drive to the rear wheels. So you can see here, this one has got dual variable valve timing. This is the timing mechanism for the 2 cams, and you can see here there are electronics connected to it, so you can get variable cam timing. over on this side, which is the driver's side, now remembering that this car was made in Europe for Europeans, they actually put the turbo on this side because in Europe the drivers sit on the other side of the car. So you can see down there, there's a huge turbo right where the center of the camera is. That's the turbo, and that's the cat converter that is connected directly to the turbo, and then it goes out. That's the exhaust, yeah. The air intake of the car is here. It's very near the turbo to shorten the length, and from here you can see the air intake. There is this tubing to take it to collect air from underneath the grill, yeah, and also the air intake from here. So what happens is the air comes up here and goes into the air cleaner, then it goes into the turbocharger, and then from the turbocharger there's some piping. I'm looking for it. I have no idea where it is, but yeah, it looks like there's an intercooler down there. I'm not sure where, but the charged air then comes in through here into the intake for the engine, which is on the other side. Now, here is a very unique feature here. This is a belt-driven alternator. It's what Audi calls their mild hybrid system. So when you decelerate or under braking at a certain speed, this alternator will charge up the lithium battery somewhere in the car, and this car also features cylinder shut off or engine cut off when you are coasting at high speed. And whilst you are doing that, there are electricals that need to be run, like your aircon, your radio, and your other things that need electricity, and the lithium battery powers that part of the car while your engine is off. So according to Audi, it saves about 0.3 liters per 100 kilometers if you use the mild hybrid system. Anyway, everything is automatic and it just turns off, on and off all by itself. So you might get this funny feeling, why is my engine shutting off? It happened to me a couple of times, and then I learned about this mild hybrid system, and I understood. Now looking at the rest of the engine compartment, you can see here, this is a very strong chassis. This looks like cast steel or aluminum, and the front suspension is mounted here on, which is also in turn mounted to the frame down there, you can see. And there's also the braces here to keep everything tight. Okay, so down there you see the 7-speed DCT transmission, and drive is of course to all 4 wheels, yeah. And the dual clutch transmission makes for very, what you call, provides very fast shifting and smooth shifting and almost zero slip. So it's actually like a manual transmission. And the DCTs are very popular in the Audi range, Volkswagen range, and also the Porsche range. Okay, the boot material looks like it's aluminum. It sounds like it's aluminum, but I'm not too sure. Well, maybe somebody can tell me whether it is aluminum or not, but well, knowing Audi, I'm sure they would have done something, but it does feel heavy though. Okay, just before I close the bonnet, I noticed that this is a double latch bonnet. One latch here and one latch there. A very good and thoughtful safety item. Okay, so here is the steering wheel, and these are the pedal shifters. That is the minus, and this side is the plus pedal shifters. Very familiar switches. They have cruise control down here, but it's just normal cruise control. Now look at the view meter. This view here, when I press this view, the meter becomes smaller. Then you get your multi-information display there, and you can choose what you want to show there. That shows the radio and also your phone if you are connected to the phone. You will see your phone numbers and all that there. And also this is the navigation, so you can see this is a 12 point something inch screen, and when you are navigating, it helps you to see where you are going without any problem. And here also you can change your view. And okay, let's see what it looks like with the normal view. Yeah, this is the normal view, and if you want a navigation inside, it's also like that, but it's a bit smaller. So this is quite neat. So here's another view of the passenger compartment. This is aluminum rendering. This is, I think it's either metal or plastic, I'm not sure, but it looks pretty nice. Your lock mechanism, your memory for the seat, and down here this is for your auto headlights and fog lights. And also this one is for you to render how bright you want your screen to be. You see this screen here? Okay, I turn it, you can see the screen get dimmer or bright, because this is a very important feature, because at night when you have this screen very bright, it can dazzle you. Okay, and so you can actually use this button here by turning it left or right. You can adjust the brightness, and then once you finish, you push it in. So it's quite a neat feature. And over here, this is your volume control, your phone control. I don't know what this star. Oh, traffic announcements on and off, you can turn on. So if, I don't think we have it in Malaysia, but if you have it, you can have it there. And this is the view button, of course, and this is to select the toggle, what you want, and okay. And also to reset your fuel consumption and your meter figures and all that. Okay, here is the aircon louvers. Look pretty nice. I like this aluminum finish, and of course the Quattro word here is to die for. Okay, and then you can see here the side, the trim looks pretty nice, and that is the door trim there, and it's leather bound. And then over here at the cockpit side, you can see here, this is to delineate, this is the driver space. Okay, yeah, so this is the driver space, co-driver that side, everything this side belongs to driver, don't touch. And this is the aircon controller, pretty neat. So those are the pedals. I'm sure there are options to change, and these are just rubber. Aluminum would be very good, but of course they have to keep the cost down, because this is a CBU. Here you see the speaker holders for the front speakers. I think there are quite a lot of speakers, I think 6 speakers or something like that, not very sure. Normally we don't test the sound system because of copyright reasons. Yeah. Oh, sorry guys, it's a 10 speaker system. Yes, there are 10 speakers on this car. Okay, here's looking at the front of the car from the back seat. So you can see the front dashboard looks pretty nice. Everything is in this kind of like gray thing, with nice aluminum inserts here and there, and the red and blue switches for the aircon look good. And that's the super big screen up there, and here is the digital cockpit of the Audi A5 Sportback. Okay guys, so that's it for the walk around, exterior and interior of the car. Next thing we need to do is go for a drive. Thank you for watching. We'll catch you on the drive video.